I heard you say that you were making money off the troll channels.
I am.
That's true?
That is true. Any troll
Are
channel
you
you see
saying
with advertisement on it is paying me kickback.
so? So you claim those videos and then you get the money goes
No, no, no,
towards
no.
you?
I have deals worked out with each one of them for different amounts.
Get out! You have deals worked out with them, so they pay you for content.
No, they pay me to not strike them.
You're, that's kind of blackmaily. I don't have another word for it, dude.
I mean, it's not blackmailing. It's like they're making money. You cut me a little piece of the money because you're using my content. Like all you're doing is re-editing my content. So like I have the power to like take your content down. But if you want to work out a deal where you pay me for like the rights to use my content,
Uh-huh.
I'm down to let your channel
All
stay
right, bro.
up.
Can you name the channels you have deals with?
No, because I don't want to hurt their viewership. Because as soon as I list out the channels that have deals with, the channels that don't have deals with will get more viewership pointed towards there, and it will mess up my income.
All right.
But like,
Wow.
it is a thing.
Is it like 4 digits a month? Like
Oh yeah, it's around $1,500 a month
that's combined or for one
combined.
channel?
Combined.
Combined.
But
Huh.
it's money I don't have to do anything for.
Yeah, passive income.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling about the troll channel? Like, because there was a time when it was pretty clear the troll channels were
They had free rent in my head, 100%.
they, right. They were helping your like financial health, but they were ruining your mental health.
Um, I think a lot of it was because like I've lived a large portion of my life needing to be on some kind of like SSRI, and I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And like being on
Mm-hmm.
Lexapro for the last year or so has really helped me out mentally. Like I no longer feed off of my anxiety, and like I would during World War II at my peak when I was doing my worst and I was having freakouts
Oh,
and throwing stuff
I
and
thought you legit meant World War II. I was confused, but carry
no, no, no,
on.
no. I wasn't alive then.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
me.
I don't remember it like you. Uh,
Yeah.
but like anxiety controlled me 110%. Like everything I did was driven by anxiety. I would constantly watch numbers, and like I see other people going through this on YouTube. Like there's a channel I follow named Zach Cox. He does like Grand Theft Auto stuff. He's got like 400, 500, maybe 600,000 subs now. Just to give you an idea of like what size channel he has. But I seen him on Twitter, and like he was talking about how like he is driving him bonkers watching these sub counts and how he's losing subs, and like I can see the cabin fever anxiety building in him that I used to deal with constantly.
Sure.
And it's like what you're talking about is the reason I wanted to stop doing YouTube. Like numbers will kill you. Like honestly
Mm-hmm.
shorten your life if you let them. And like I think when the fun factor you lose on the YouTube channel, this is a complex topic because like you got to take YouTube as a business if you want to do it for personal income. That's a standard. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you got to kind of slack on certain things to make it bearable to do consistently throughout the year. And a lot of that has to do is you got to make videos that you want to make, not videos you think are going to get numbers. And you got to hope it works out. Honestly. I know you're getting a sigh and you disagree with everything I just said there, but like
No,
happiness is paramount.
don't read into that too much. I'm multitasking. I'm reading my chat at the same time. Someone just subscribed and I gave them the thumbs up, and you took that as all about you, but it wasn't.
Oh,
So, yeah, man. And so I watched a channel on, I forget the guy's name, but he was a big Twitch streamer, super popular. And then he just didn't like what he was doing. He might have taken a break, but he came back and played this pirate game. What is it called? Kyle liked it too.
is the Xbox one? Like,
I'm actually not positive, but he loved it. He loved it. And he would just go in this pirate game, and he was actually pretty Summit G. I think you guys are right. It is Summit. Sea of Thieves is the game. Yeah. So, and he's actually good at it, and he plays it in an entertaining way. Like he sneaks into people's houses, and there's like clipping and such that you can hide more effectively than you might guess in the same room as somebody else. And him genuinely enjoying what he was doing made for a better stream than when he just kind of suffered delivering what he thought his subs wanted.
mm-hmm.
And it was better for him, and it was better for his audience, and he had like kind of a resurgence. And it just ties into what you're doing. If you hate it every day, well, if you hate it every day, you might be a special case.
Yeah, if I hated every day, my channel would probably have 200,000 viewers.
Yeah, they might like to see you suffer. Yeah, that's a funny thing. Like, you've got a fan base that's an alternative kind of fan.
Well,
like, they're interested in you. Undoubtedly, they're interested in you, but they're not. I mean, some of them are rooting for you, but some of them aren't.
Well, some of them are trying to watch the world burn.
Yeah,
and it's like the Richard stuff gets annoying. It does, like when, hey Richard, or like Richard von Wolfenstein the 18th, or vacuum repair. Like the thing I dislike the most, which is kind of kicking myself in the ass by saying it, is like the stuff that attacks my personal character, like pedophile, or like putting up like resumes and shit like that of me online. Stuff that employers might find later on in life. Because newsflash, I probably won't be doing streaming my entire life. Like, at some point, I'm gonna be like, I've got enough money saved up. I want to branch out and do something else. Like, everything runs its course. Like, everything has a timeline. You want to believe that everything that you have going on is going to go on for the rest of your life. You might have a good job. You might have good friends. You might have a good wife. But at some point in your life, when you were a kid, you and your friends played outside for the last time, and none of y'all knew about it. Nothing is for certain in life. And like, I'm just going to plan ahead and be like, I'm probably not going to stream until I die. So like,
right. Yeah. No one seems to.
Yeah.
Like, it all wraps up at some point with a quiet death. I don't know. Yeah. It never bothered me, the stuff that wasn't true. That's not what ever got to me. One thing that, thanks, sub. One thing that, oh, I'm sorry, the subscriber made me lose my train of thought.
It happens. I've done it.
What bothers you? You don't like being called a pedo? Understandable.
You said the things that aren't true is not what bothers you. What bothers you is X.
Yeah. Well, the one famous one for me was color correction. I tried so hard and I never got good at it, and people would give me shit. And when they gave me shit and it was true, that kind of burned me a little bit.
It's always the stuff that you kind of know in your head, but you don't put voices to, that hurts the most. Like when something is like borderline true, and it's like, well, this video could have been better, and you're looking in your head like, yeah, it probably could have been better. Like, that's the shit that actually gets under your skin. Like, calling me fat doesn't bother me. Like, it might bother me in like a frustrating way, because like I got 15 people calling me fat over and over again, and like making like little drawings in my chat of like a fat person gorging on like a burger. It's frustrating because I constantly I have to filter through that to read legitimate comments, but like, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Two things. One, my stream is just wildly giving me shit about color corrections, which is funny. And two, one thing that what I was hunting for before, dealing with hate. So sometimes you'll hear like, hey man, I'll grab, I don't know, Ninja, for example. Ninja never has any trouble with hate, yet you do. What's wrong? Dude, those guys do not get the hate ratio that like I have on my worst days, or you have on your worst days. Like, it would be easy to deal with the level of hate that, like, I don't know, name a successful streamer right now, like the Gold Glove gets, right? I'm sure somebody out there fusses at him, but the ratio that he gets compared to like what you have to work with is not the same.
It's not.
So when they're like, oh, Wings goes bonkers, and other people don't. Wings is playing this game on veteran. It's not the same. They don't give you credit for how much you do let roll off.
Like the one you're probably talking about, like the God of War stuff, where I was like, I tried.
Not anything in particular. I do remember that. I enjoyed that. Maybe I'm a dick.
I remember you said, "What, you guys broke your toy."
Yeah, that's the thing I say sometimes.
Like, I went into God of War. This was my first God of War. I didn't play any of the first three, and I went into this one on the highest difficulty setting. And like, I was down to take my lumps. Like I'm down to die 15,000 times. That's because, like, to me, video games is a mind thing. Like, it's a mind exercise. Like, what am I doing wrong? How can I do it better? Let me do this till I get it right. but like it kind of hits you in the pride when like, and like it goes back to saying like it's what they're saying is partially true. You're not good enough to do this. And when like you die 15 times on like tutorial fight, it's like I might not be good enough to do this. And like what bothered me the most with God of War is like when I went back and got good enough, because I kicked it down to the next difficulty level, which is give me a challenge, and I breezed through the game. But I learned like combos
Dude,
and how to fight enemies.
Play World War Z with me?
No,
because you didn't want to be new at a game on stream.
No, like it's a PC game most likely, and like
that's all I've played lately.
I can't do mouse and keyboard because of carpal tunnel.
Really?
Like if I do like I learned this when I was playing PUBG. Like they got me playing PUBG and I played it with Kyle and them, and I was playing like 8 hours a day trying to get good at it. And like I got to the point where like I literally thought like the top of my hand was completely swollen, like it was just hurt to the touch. And I'm like, this is the same thing I used to deal with Diablo 2, like because I used to play a lot of PC games when I was younger, and it's one of the reasons I switched to console was because like my top of my wrist would flare up, and my arm would go numb down to the elbow, and it's like
from a keyboard.
It's the way I use the mouse mainly.
Oh.
Because I'm a wrist aimer, not an arm aimer. Like I use my wrist to do everything.
Not sure what I am.
And like you're supposed to use like your elbow and like use the entire mouse pad. Wings has lost 1K subs. Well, I haven't.
What happened? I missed. What are they fussing at you for?
Oh, somebody's trying to say I lost 1K. Oh, he's saying Lean has lost 1K subs. Subs don't really matter though. It honestly doesn't. There's channels with 90,000 subs out there that make a living off of YouTube right now through Patreon and like just user interaction, because the YouTube game has changed. Like YouTube,
you can play World War Z with a controller. Why don't you jump in with me?
I don't own the game right now. We'll probably do it another time.
Come on, man.
We'll probably
do it.
Just do it another time. Like I'd really like to look the game up and everything.
It's a console game. Like it's on every platform, but it's not like the controller's an afterthought.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll probably do it another time because like I didn't really plan on like doing a big long gaming stream tonight.
But I didn't plan on talking to you tonight.
Yeah.
Load it up, baby.
Like we'll do it another time. I just wanted to like get all the stuff out because like a lot of people like try to create drama where drama's not there. Like that's a problem I deal with all the time.
That I've grown better at that. Like sometimes someone will say that you or anyone said this or that, and I'm like, I'm not reacting to it, because what can happen is maybe you said a much more mild version than it was when it got to me. Mm-hmm. So you say a 2, I respond with a 7, and then that would have you come back with a 9, when really if I knew it was a 2 in the first place, then I would have never gotten worked up over it.
Like Lexapro Zombie Jordy. First thing I go to is like, well, why would he say this thing? And like most of the time, it's probably because instigators. Like
sometimes,
sometimes people will instigate you to say something, and you're coming off the top of your head in an unscripted way, and it doesn't come out right. It's like people all the time try to get me mad at Phil. I don't give a fuck what Phil does. It's like if Phil doesn't like me, Phil doesn't like me. I enjoy watching his content. That does not affect me watching his content. So like
I have a related question. I'm sorry to cut you off. You're doing it, but like I have to know. Did you come up with Crazy Cat Lady as a brand for that guy?
No, I didn't.
Oh, because it's brilliant. I don't know who did, but you're like, he's the Crazy Cat Lady of YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God.
I gave that to El Presador. And
you did.
And I stole that.
So you did come up with that?
No, I stole it from Lost Souls Gaming.
You stole it from who?
Lost Souls Gaming.
Oh, I don't know him.
He's a smaller guy I play with, but he would always call him in like private parties. El Presador's the Crazy Cat Lady of YouTube, and I just repeated it.
Well, every so often you do a mass unban.
Hasn't happened.
Do you think there'll be one coming up?
No. There's not gonna be a mass unban coming up, and the reason that is because there's a lot of sock accounts out there, and like as soon as I mass unban people with like their 42 different sock accounts, I'm gonna have to ban them 42 different times. It's like there's a guy who comes to my chat. His name's Big Pimp Daddy. Insert numbers.
Cool name.
Yeah, his name's Big Pimp Daddy 1, Big Pimp Daddy 2. He's currently Big Pimp Daddy 46 because I've banned him 45 times.
Come on, that's kind of funny.
And like, there's multiple people that do that. They just get tired of making names. So they just insert another number. And like, it gets so bad that there's sometimes like a week, like idle period you have to chat in my chat room. And people just sit in my chat room and like make sure their accounts get enough time in so they can call me fat 3 or 4 times and get banned.
So now, do you think you're handling? Okay, I'll say it. I think you're handling that the wrong way. You know, just like you said earlier, like, oh, I let them know what bothers me, and then you know, that tells them how to bother me. When you ban guys for saying stuff in chat, does that work to your advantage?
No, it doesn't. But at the same time, it gives me peace of mind. Like, I want, like, in my heart, I want to make a good stream. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I know that everything I do is going to be used against me. Like, for example, somebody paid me $20 the other day to do 10 sit-ups. I'm like, I can do 10
I saw
sit-ups.
that, actually, on one of the highlight channels.
And, like, I know exactly it's going to go on highlight channels, which benefits me. But at the same time, it's going to be used to, like, make fun of me. And, like, I've got a lot of loose skin. And because people don't believe I've lost any weight, but I have. I've lost a lot of weight.
I saw you with the shorts.
Yeah. And like there's like a still picture of like me with like this tumor on the back of my head, when reality what it was me pushing loose skin up trying to do sit-ups without any kind of like foot leverage.
And it hurt your feelings?
It did hurt my feelings, yeah. And it's like people, I'm in my head, I'm like, well, they're going to do tumor shit. They're going to like Wings as a cancer survivor now. They're going to like take like the picture of me in like my hospital gown and like put me in like the cancer ward.